Among every world, among every timeline, among everything you can imagine in different worlds, people are there to guide you through stories, guide you through timelines. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello guys and girls and whatever you are. Welcome back to my channel and hope you guys will enjoy. Let's begin this video. Where we last left off, Belle has just moments ago fought the silverback monsters. And then had gotten a new weapon, or a hunting knife that's a little bit bigger than a normal knife, from his goddess Hestia. A few seconds later, Hestia confronted Freya about the monsters escaping the Ganesha Familia and threatened her if she does this 2 more times, her Familia will be dead. Freya took this seriously because, well, Hestia has the only level 8s in existence right now. And a few minutes before Belle slayed the last monster, Bakugo and Deku helped the girls of the Loki Familia, Ice, Chiona, and Lufia to defeat the Violas at another place. This takes place a day after. I don't recall that I said that Belle has already been in the dungeon with Welf, but let's say he just had beforehand. After the whole event with Monsterphilia, Belle went into the dungeon the next day after confirming with Ayana at the guild about the killing of the silverback and getting reward for killing it. Welf and Belle was in the dungeon killing monsters from the 1st floor to the 7th floor. When conversations goes up. So, Belle, about the new hunting knife or hunting sword you have. Yeah, it's kind of really good for me. It feels like it's attached to me. That's kind of weird. I know, but I never understood where my goddess got the knife from. Huh. Can I look at it? I've never seen one. I have not seen the knife in front of me. Sure. Belle put the handle out to Welf, and Welf grabbed it to look at the knife. Huh. Belle, this weapon is dull. It has no edge. What do you mean? You saw it just cut through a lot of monsters? Yeah, no, this knife is really dull. Well, got an idea and just took out some an apple Welf has on him to try something. Welf tried to cut it, but the knife just got stuck in the apple. Welf just looked at Belle. You're saying this knife can cut? This confuses Belle as well, because as they saw, Belle's knife could cut through a monster, but right now it can't cut through an apple. Belle asked for the apple, and Welf just handed the hunting sword back to Belle. When Belle grabbed it, the apple was on top of the knife. When immediately the apple just got cut through when Belle just raised it a little. And apple just immediately was cutting too, shocking both of them. So, it seems like your knife is magic. Yeah, totally. Magic. Anyways, we should probably get ready to fight. Both of them heard some noises coming from a hallway. Coming from a hallway a little bit away where they can see some kobolds coming. Or some killer ants. I think it's on floor 7. Killer ants coming down the hallway. Did I say Belle had a bow? An arrow? Oh god, did I say that Belle had a bow and arrow? Let me just try to find where I said he bought a bow and arrow, but I didn't. So, Belle doesn't have a bow and arrow yet. If it's another episode and I might missed it, then it will take a while. But Belle drew his hunting sword with Welf drawing his long sword. Welf is kind of the front, the person in front. Belle is the one that helps in the back, helping killing monsters that's gonna be problems and everything else. Belle drew. Welf runs forward to cut through monsters, and Belle was right behind him. A few hours later, Belle and Welf has just arrived at the guild. They had to leave early because they didn't have enough places to hold their money, so they they didn't have a lot of space for drop items and crystals, so they had to leave early because they got a lot. Both of them was walking down the street after they gave their crystals and some of their drop items they don't need, Welf don't need, to go down, a street that was kind of deserted. I've seen you were kind of getting to another weapon. Do you usually? Oh yeah, I did mention that I was a hunter back in my village, so I was kind of grabbing at a bow I didn't have on my back. That I saw became an issue. I see. Well, I don't have experience creating bows, but we can probably go to an elven. You can probably go to an elven shop. I think they have a good amount of bows there because of a lot of elf uses bows. Are you sure, Welf? Yeah, I got a lot of talk with some other of my familiar members. A lot of them are smith, but a lot of them also makes bows and arrows. You could probably go there, and then before Welf could even finish that sentence, someone ran into his side, making both of them fall over. What the hell? Belf immediately sat up with a girl, laying on his... Belf sitting up with a girl not in his lap? I don't know how to explain where the girl landed, but let's say Welf was walking down the stairs with Belle, and he got hit by a girl, landing on his side, and he sat up where the girl is laying across his legs. Welf were kind of shocked by the girl running into him and checking and seeing if she was okay. When Belle heard, both of them heard someone coming down the alleyway, screaming at the girl. "Come here, you little shit!" The man draws his sword and swung down towards Welf and Lily. Belle immediately draws his hunter's sword and drawing it and just blocking the man from hitting Welf or the girl. Belle immediately just makes the guy jump. Belle blocks the weapon, and after some few seconds of sword lock, he pushes the man off of him, making the man jump away from Belle. "Do you know this girl?" The man jumped away and immediately points his weapon at Belle. "Do you know this girl?" "No, you were about to hit my friend. Why the hell shouldn't I protect him?" Sorry if you can hear the noises. Welf immediately hit one of his hands on the girl that was still shocked by this on the ground. Welf holding his hand on his giant sword. "Ah, damn it! Just give me the girl and we won't be in trouble." "Hell no! You try to fucking attack me!" "Boys, you should better just give me..." But before the man could say anything else, a sword landed on his shoulder. A sword landed on his shoulder, and the man looked behind him to see a figure with knight-like armor on him. "You should better walk away right now." The man scoffed at this, but after that he realized who he is. "Shit! White Knight!" "Ah, you recognized me. Good. Now walk away." "Damn it! Shit!" The man immediately put his weapon away and immediately ran away where Welf and Belle came from. Both Belle, Welf, and the girl were shocked by this, but Welf does recognize the man as the White Knight. The man sheathed his swords and walked over to Belle and Welf, and the girl that is still, got pulled up to her feet by, Welf. "Are you three okay?" The man walked over and stood in front of all three of them. "Yeah, I'm fine. I've heard of your name, but I don't know who you are." "Ah, my mistake." The man immediately reaches his hands up and pulls off his helmet, revealing a boy around Izuku's and Bakugo's ages, around 18 years old, with blue hair and eyebrows that is pointing inward. Shit. How does Ida's eyebrow looks like? Oh god, oh god, oh god. The man had eyebrows going towards his forehead. The man reaches out his hand and Belle shook it. "My name is Tenya Ida. I'm one of your familiar members." Belle realized the name because he got named by, Mr. or Aisawa. Or Miss Aisawa said. Aizawa at when he met him. Oh, I've heard about you by Mr. Aizawa. Yes, that's correct. They hear someone else coming down behind Ida when all three of them looked behind him to see a girl with a witch hat on her. A pink witch hat and a staff on it that looks like a meteor, if Belle was correct. The girl was smiling and walked up to all of them. Ah, you must be the new member of our familia. My name is Ochaku Uruaka. Welf immediately recognizes her name and says her alias out loud. You're the Gravity Witch. Yep, that's my name. Horrible name. Anyways, Uraka walked over to where Welf were, still holding on to the girl that was trying to actually leave. Uraka looked at her. Uraka is also around 18, 17 years old and right now. Looks at the girl, seeing her face had... Oh god, I need to find a... The girl had brown hair, or... had brown hair and brown eyes. Sorry, brown hair and brown eyes on her, looking a little scared. You must be... And who might you be? My name is, Uraka just smiled, making the girl a little bit more at ease. My name is... Lily Rukaade. Ah, you're the supporter that has gotten in trouble a little bit with other adventurer. You're from the Soma familia, am I correct? This scared the girl, but Uraka just trying to calm her down. Don't worry, we will not hand you over to the Ganesha familia. We know about how you're trying to get out of your familia.
Hello everyone, and if you can hear any different, because I have a new mic and I am right now just trying to figure out if it's a good match. So if you can hear echo, probably I need to fix that, but I am sorry if it sounds weirder in the video. Like I said, I have a new mic. But anyways, I hope you will enjoy. Lily looked up to Uraka that was talking to her and had a shocked face. You know? Yes, of course. We investigated why you have sold so many items from, well, other adventurers. We have found out that some of them are not good, and some of them are very, very awful. But the reason why we found out, because you were in the Soma Familia, and we had gotten some reports about it. Don't worry, we will not throw you, we will just try to help you get out of it, so no more adventurers get hurt. This shocked Lily, and Welf and Belle was just off to the side like, what the fuck is going on? Ida turned to Welf and Belle and just smiled. Don't worry, you should probably go back, we will figure this out sooner. We will probably figure this out, so please go back to... Belle, please go back to our familiar home. And Welf, please go back to your familiar home, please. Both of them nodded and said their goodbyes before they walked away. After they left, Belle and Welf were shocked about what they just heard, but didn't go into it that much. After they went to a street where they both had to go different ways, Belf, not Belf, Welf said his goodbye and waved, and Belle, well, Welf left to another street, and Belle just walking away. Belle was thinking about what just happened, but just thought he should leave it alone for now. He's not involved, so it shouldn't be a problem. After he got home, he went to his room to put away his stuff and walked out he went into his room, put away his armor and his knife, thinking about getting maybe a spear or a bow and arrow. Like I said, I don't remember giving him a bow and a spear. So after Belle thought about that, he left his room to walk down the hallway. Oh, well, I have to remember who. I know some of them. I know that I have mentioned some of the My Hero Academia characters. I know I mentioned two of them. Belle was walking down the hallway when he ran into a Amazon and a red-haired man. But how he did it was he bumped into the red-haired man when he turned the corner, making Belle fall to the ground. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't see you there. Belle looked up to see a guy with red hair and red eyes looking down at him. He had this smile with shark teeth in it. Belle grabbed his hand and got helped up onto his feet. My name is Erjiro Kirishima. May I know your name? Oh, I'm Belle Cornell. Ah, so you're the new member Baku Bro said. Baku Bro talked about. Baku? Oh, you mean Mr. Bakugo? Yeah. Yeah, of course. Anyway, my name is Eijiro Kirishima. Oh, like I said, Belle Cornell. Yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Mina. He walked to the side and put his arm around an Amazon's shoulder. The Amazon, well, looked like a normal Amazon, but she had pink hair instead of black hair. The Amazon smiled with excitement. The Amazon had this cheetah pattern on her pants that was, well, normal cheetah color. She those I think cheetah is those Mina, looks like Mina clothes, I think. She had normal panther clothes. She had that shit. The Amazon had pink hair and normal Amazon skin. Let's get that straight. That's how Mina looks like. I think I mentioned that she had pink skin or something else, but I will change that to Mina is an Amazon because that makes more sense for her race. She has pink hair, no horns. She has yellow eyes instead of just black. Black eyes with yellow. I have forgotten that name. She had a vest on that was colored, I think, like She has her normal vest on. I will say the winter clothes of Mina Ashido. That kind of vest she has on with a blue, like, blue, like, clo. Think of Tyona's cover that's covering her her breast, that sort of thing. It, but Mina has it that, but looks, hers are you of course a little bit bigger, so they're a little more out. That sort of thing where it's kind of like her main color outfit, but not cheater. I think that has that cheater pattern on it. She has this skirt sort of thing. She has a skirt sort of thing with cheetah patterns as well. But this is just normal color cheetah patterns. Not the blue cheetah patterns on her chest, but just normal on the side where you can see shorts in the middle of it. You can see shorts in the front. I am very hardcore describing Amazon clothes. Mina has two swords on her side of the skirt thing. Mina has two short swords on her sides that has um a short sword that's straight with a cheetah head on the handle looking upwards. But when she's holding the cheetah, both of the heads of the cheetahs are looking downwards, if you can describe it. Mina smiled at Belle and just went over to look at him. Oh, you're such adorable! My name is Mina Ashido. It's very nice to meet you. Oh, wow, okay. Belle just got really just hammered with Mina's excitements. Just get thrown in the deep end with the excitement Mina had. Mina smiled, but continued asking questions. So your name is Belle Cornell, but you look like a rabbit, not a Belle? Your head looks like more like a rabbit type. I thought it would look more like a Belle. Yeah, but but your hair is white and your eyes are red. So that means you are a rabbit, right? Before Belle could even answer one question at another, he just sees Kirishima just grabbing Mina around her waist and just pulling her away, just lifting her in the air. Alright, Mina, that is too many questions for the poor guy. Mina just laughed hearing that. Yeah, sorry. I'm just very excited for a new member. It's been such a while. Yeah, okay. Anyways, so, how did it go in the dungeon? Oh, it went very well. That sounds great. By the way, have you seen Ochako Oida? Ochako or Ida? Yeah, I think they're still outside of the manor dealing with someone right now. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that answer. Well, thank you for the answer, Belle. We need to go. Have a good day. Mina just walked off with Kirishima just shaking his head in laughter. I'm sorry about her excitement. No, it's totally fine. She's like Tyona. Ah, you met Tyona. Yeah, I have. Well, that makes sense. Those two have been friends since both of them have arrived here. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah. Well, hope you will enjoy our familiar, even though it's been a few days. I hope you will meet other members of our familia. Oh, yeah, sure. Alright, see you later. Hey, Mina, wait for me! Kirishima just immediately ran off to catch up with Mina. Belle just stood there in shock of that interaction with both of them. Okay, that was quick. Belle just walked down to the canteen, or no, not canteen. The mess hall, I think it's the mess hall to get something to eat. Getting some, well, getting some food, and then went up to his bed and getting some sleep. The next day, Belle was called into Nezu's office, thinking that he's in trouble. After some few minutes of walking, he arrived at the office to see Wealth? This confuses Belle when Belle walks over to Wealth and talks to him. Wealth? Oh, Belle. Um, well, this is awkward. Yeah, but what are you doing here? I have no idea. After the both of them think about what they may be in trouble or something. After some few moments, a woman with red hair and an eye patch walked over to both of them, having a white shirt and black pants on, with black gloves, I think. The woman was, well, what Belle could feel was a goddess, and she had a mature figure. A mature figure, what, well, Belle could see. After both turned, Belle looked at Wealth that he could see Wealth was blushing a little. Belle just looked at both of them, but think that it's just think something must be going on here. The woman smiled at Wealth, but looked at Belle. Ah, you must be Hestia's new child. My name is Hephaestus, goddess of the forge. Oh! Oh, you're the one that made... Yes. I'm the one that made your knife. Oh! Well, thank you. I think I said Wealth already knew. If I don't, well, Wealth will know now, but didn't get shocked. They talked a little bit when Belle asked a question. So, do you know why we were called here? Ah, yes, it must be something about that girl you met yesterday. Oh, you meant that Pelham girl we met? Yes, it is actually her. Oh, okay. So, how does this how does this involve us? I don't know. Nezu hasn't told me, so I don't want to. I don't have that information. I was just told to get here with Wealth. Oh, okay. After that conversation, the door opened and they heard Nezu's voice call out, "Please come in." All three of them walked in and they saw Nezu in his seat at the desk, Hestia sitting on one of the sides, The Palom girl they met is sitting in front of Nezu, looking behind her at Welf and Bell. Ida, Uraraka, Kirishima, and not Mina is there, standing on the right side of the wall when they walked in. Ah, there you two are. Goddess Hephaestus, it's good to see you again. It's good to see you as well, Nezu. Now, let's begin what I wanted to talk about with you two. And that is, sir? We have found out some disturbing thing, disturbing things from the Soma Familia. But right now we have to get Miss Lily here out of the Soma Familia so we can get that info because she's, well, threatened with her life right now. So we cannot get that. Then what does this have to do with us, Captain? You see, if you two help us, we can get Miss Lily out of here and you can maybe get a supporter. Both Welf and Bell was just like, what the fuck do you mean by supporter? Nezu smiled at this and says, well, Miss Lily here is a supporter that can help you in the dungeon. But this plan will take over 2 days to complete. Or over probably 3 or 4 days. Miss Lily here has a tendency to betray awful adventurers in the dungeon. She takes their stuff and sells them somewhere so she can get out, but some of her familiar members takes it when she is trying to, well, leave, so she can't leave the Soma Familia. We need your help to pretend that you had never that she has tricked you. She will come up to you, ask if they want to be supported. If some of her familiar members sees it, then that's where our plans begin. 2 hours later. Lily, Welf, and Bell is right now in the dungeon doing their part in the plan. They're right now just going over seeing if actually they could put together in the dungeon if Lily actually becomes their supporter. And right now, it works great. Lily, Welf, and Bell are working good together. Lily's warning them. Bell is jumps between protecting Lily and helping Welf. Not Welf being in the vanguard, I think it's called, in the front of their party, taking care of monsters. It took a while. It took an hour for them to get done. Well, it took some few hours for them to actually be having enough valors and everything. When they retreat to the surface, they walked towards the guild. They went up to Ayana that was there, and they were talking when Belle asked to get a private room so they can make a former contract with Lily. Ayana, being a part of this plan by Belle, Ayana that has been informed about this plan and know what room to deliver them to, Ayana walks them towards the room and opens the door. When they walk in, they see Ida and Uraka standing there. So, was some of her familiar there? But we can tell, yes. I think one of them was a tree in front man, I think. Lily asked what he looked like and described him as a big man with ears and brownish hair with a cruel smile. Lily confirming, yes, he's part of my familia. Alright, so he did see you with Wealth and Bell. So they have spotted you with Wealth, Wealth and Bell. Our plan can go on. They say if she gets that Ida will follow her in the shadows, not being gonna be near her or stop anything. Lily understand that they have to do this, so she agrees to it. The next day, Belle and Welf were informed that an incident did happen between Lily and these three men, one of them being one of the familiar man that they spotted. They goes to the dungeon again and all over happens. But Welf asked her a question. So, Lily, I have a question for you. "Mm, Go on. Why do you call us actually master, even though we told you not to? Well, it is, a lot of people have, uh, it's hard to explain, but it just has been ingrained into my mind. Oh, I see. But please don't call us master or anything. I don't think it's necessary or anything. Anything. I'm sorry if I repeat myself because I have a headset on that I can hear my voice through. And if I say a word and that word has repeated twice, that's because of I didn't hear it come through perfect. So yeah, just to explain that. Like I said, this is a new mic, so I have to get used to this. Welf and Belle, after hearing that answer from Lily that it's been ingrained in her to call people master, that adventurers that she party with, she calls master and Mrs. Both of them agree, yeah, don't call us master or anything. That's just not what we want to hear. After going to the dungeon, after being done in the dungeon and going up, went to the guild again. They asked for a private room again, and they went into the same room where Kirishima and Ashido was there this time. So, did anything happen? No, what we could see, they didn't follow you this time. But I will be careful tomorrow. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna follow Lily tomorrow and try to do something. So I will be careful, Lily. I will understand. Don't worry, Mrs. Uzumaki. Not Uzumaki, what the fuck? Mrs. Uraka. I will be fine, Mrs. Uraka. Alright. Now, what the fuck? Uraka is not there. I made a mistake. I will be fine, Mrs. Ashida. Girl, just call me Mina. I am totally fine with it. I'm sorry, but it's kind of been ingrained in me to call people masters. Oh, well, that's dumb. I know. Anyways, Nezuha's got a plan, and if they actually spring it tomorrow, we are gonna get some help. The next day, Belle, Wealth, and Lily has Wealth, Belle, and Lily. Well, Wealth and Belle at the beginning waited for Lily to actually arrive, but was seeing her being harassed by the man. They tried to interfere, but a certain man they ran into before came and talked to them. It's the same kind of wording that the man used, but Wealth and Bell just punched the man in the gut, getting him away from getting the man away from both of them. After the man threatened them and left, Lily arrived and she, well, did the whole act of being she's gonna betray them today. When they went into the dungeon, they went towards a place that no one else goes, where they know that Mina and Kirishima is. They walked up to them and walked into the room and waited for a little bit when Kirishima and Mina arrived. So, are they gonna? They heard, they saw a group of Lily's members that some of them she has described has come with the man. I think they're gonna ambush Lily when we pretend that Lily has betrayed them. So I would rather get ready. Mina walked out to them and handed Lily something. These are monster lures, used on the 10th floor of, the dungeon. But is this safe? Don't worry. Some Uraka and Ida is at the 10th floor waiting for the trap to be sprung for your members. Lily nodded and walked with Wealth and Bell out of the room. They walked and defeated monster down to the 10th floor. They stood at the entrance, just a little bit talking and getting ready for the plan to activate. No, go ahead. After just a few moments, all of them walks down to the 10th floor. After some few minutes, Lily taps Belle on the back, telling that she's gonna, do it. Lily spotting one of the men looking at them. Belle nodded Bell nodded at this, but saying that he's gonna get ready to fight the monsters. Lily spreading the monster lures around and walking up to, the entrance to the 9th floor. When Lily hits Belle's legs, where supposedly Belle's knife is and valuable is, and in Belle's pouch that also has valuable in it, Lily takes both of them and runs to the 9th floor, praying that this plan will work. Lily walked up to the 9th floor, shooting a goblin and shooting a monster in the eyes and going up to the 8th floor. Lily doing her trick with the ears, even though Belle and Wolf already know she's a Palom. Doing a trick with her ears and walking forward, getting ambushed by that guy with the guy that Wolf and Belle met, and the whole scene happens with all of that. That didn't change at all. So the man and the others coming with some ants and everything, but before the man could leave, Lily started to giggle a little bit. The man that was holding Lily asked, "What the hell are you laughing at?" Lily smiled and looked at them, and they saw she had this glint in her eyes. Lily just says, "You really think that the smartest animal from the Hestia family, the smartest person from the Hestia family would never notice me?" All of them get confused, but then to realize them those people that had the fire ants, no fire ants was arriving. One of them asked what the hell was going on because the fire ant should have called well the other any of the other fire ants how that shit worked. Lily just the fire ants won't even come near when they're strong adventurers. That's common knowledge. This confused every single person that was there, but when they heard a footstep coming from one of the hallways, they looked at that hallway to see Ida just walking into the light, shocking all of them. The man that was holding Lily tried to, he throwed her away and tried to run down a hallway when Kirishima just came around the corner and just pushed the man back. When the other men tried to run down another hallway, down away from that, Mina and Uraka arrived from the other side, standing between them. This shocked one of the men and then looked at Lily. Lily stood up and looked at him, telling, Nezu has noticed that about the Summa Familia. He has investigated and I'm helping them. After she said that, they see Wealth and Belle just coming out from the hallway, no damage, no nothing, when someone else also comes with them. Going back to where Belle and Wealth is. Belle and Wealth seeing Lily running away, looking around to see if they can spot any of the Soma Familia members, but spotting they are not there. Wealth reached down where his belt is, in front of his belt, and draws his knife that was covered by his black clothes. His knife is black and has a black cover, so it could easily hide in the mist from anyone that was looking at him. Or looking far away cannot spot that Belle has his knife in front of him. So when he draws and started to kill monsters and everything. Holy shit, I actually forgot about something. About that, no, I will do that later actually. When Belle draws his normal knife and his other knife, Wealth and Belle started to kill monsters. But when they see that monsters are and they cannot get near them, another person arrived with a bigger sword. After some few moments, the man stopped and looked at both of them, this being Bakugo. So, you actually need my help here. Yeah, we could have fought, but we don't have magic that can help us here. Understandable. Come on, let's go and find that little promy girl. Promy girl? Yeah, problem girl. She's also a prom. Problem promy girl. That's a stupid name. Oi, shut up! Going back to the scene. All the men was terrified seeing Bakugo. Bakugo just standing there looking down, and Lily just walking forward. Lily just, can I please have my things back now? The man tried to argue, but just looking at Bakugo intimidated them enough to just give all of all of Lily's things and everything. Belle and Welf grabbed some of her stuff to help it, well, carry them. After Lily got her stuff back and her keys, the men got knocked out by Kirishima and Ida, and got all the men got knocked out by Kirishima and Ida. All of them get tied up and, well, stripped of their weapon and armor. After everything was okay, Belle immediately walked over to Lily to give her a potion, seeing the bruise and the cuts that she got from the man with that Belle and I don't know his fucking name. I'm sorry. I can Should I call him the Japanese guy, Chinese guy because he looks like that? I don't actually know the guy's name. He's kind of fucking forgettable. Sorry about that. When Lily takes the potion, she thanks Belle and grabbed her backpack. But because of her coat is ruined, she can't use anything else. Belle, be- sorry, because of Lily's coat being ruined, she can't get anything else. Well, use anything else, so she just grabbed her backpack and the remainder of her coat to put it on to just get some more clothes on. Bakugo, Ida, and Kirishima grabs the men. Kirishima taking two of them, Bakugo taking the leader, and Ida taking the other guy that was supposed to be dead by the killer ants. All of them walked up to the surface to meet Ganesha Familia. Bakugo, Ida, and Todoroki. Kirishima handed over the men to the guards to get some more information about the Soma Familia. After that, they all, well, reported to the guild what happened and some suspicion about the Soma Familia, and they have that people have to investigate this from the guild. After all of that, all of them, well, returns to Nesu's office after an hour of all of that happening. Nezu was happy about this. Happy that their plan worked to get some, well, incriminated stuff of the Soma Familia. After that, Lily explained everything. Because she was not, the people that was supposed to keep an eye on her are now gone, she can finally just tell all of the things. She has told some of it, but not all of it. But at that moment, she just told everything about how the Soma Familia works, how Soma is not appreciated by anyone. This was, well, this was kind of already known, but that Soma used the money that he was given by the Familia to do his job, that the captain actually do this to his Familia, and Soma just gave up on his Familia seeing what they cannot handle his wine. Lily tells the things she has found out, but she doesn't know everything. Nezu was happy about this, but says that she needed some rest. Welf has already gone home by then, and Nezu asks Ida and Belle to escort Lily to her room. All Both of them nodded and escorted Lily to a room where she can stay. She thanks both of them for helping her, and both of them just smile, saying that that is the least thing they can do for her. She thanks them again and goes in to get some sleep. The next day, they all took a break from the dungeon. Belle just wanted to. Belle went to the hospital facility for lunch on the day with Wealth and Lily to see of what they can do, what plans, and really get this out, really get some plans out. They talked and talked about the information on what Lily can help with. Lily has a lot of information about to the 20th floor. She also gave some information to Wealth and Belle that they didn't even know about. Wait, there are requests. I've never heard of them. Yes, they are not widely known by every person in Horario, but the guild does issue quests in the dungeon and outside of Horario, helping out farms, killing some monsters, investigating some stuff, but only the familiar that can do it, like Hestia, Loki, Freya, Ganesha, a random familiar that has the permission to do these quests. So the familiar that has got the green lit to do these quests. Yes. Well thought about it and says, could they actually do a quest outside of Horario? Lily thought about it, says they can actually, well, Belle could actually do that. Asking the guild if they have a quest they can do that it was not high or low. The three of them thought about it, says, yeah, let's try it the next. We can go to the dungeon tomorrow. After that, we can ask the guild after we're done in the dungeon if they can get a quest outside, or they can ask Aina about that and everything. When they get the plans done and everything and they were about to leave, Sia walked over and talked to Belle a little, asking what he was doing or asking if he is doing anything or doing anything. Belle just said he was not actually doing anything, he was just planning stuff with Ralph and Lily, and he would spend the rest of the day just going around doing stuff. When Sia says she can borrow this book, someone left it. Someone left it, and Sia didn't want it to, well, clutter up the tap, or if they don't need it. The man hasn't been there for a couple of days, so he probably forgotten. So he can just borrow it and return it tomorrow. Belle looked at it and got confused by it, but says he's alright with it. He took the book and went back home. Lily going to, well, get some new clothes and everything with, let's say, Mina and Uraka. Belle went into a common room that was in the Familia that has a sofa that was blue and another three sofas that's, well, Belle went into a common room that a lot of people use, but right now it's quite empty. The common room has books on the sides and some table in it, but in the middle there is a underground. In the ground there has been leveled a little more down where a sofa and a table can be, so people could just hang in the middle and just talk to each other. It's like the sofa in the ground and floor and everything. Belle walked towards the sofa and sat down and started to read the book, getting dizzy and dizzier when he read it getting confused by this. Bell seeing his own face in the book and falling asleep. I will not do the whole spirit thing with voices in his head and everything. After some few hours being there, someone walked into the, well, common room. Some people walked into the common room being, well, Isuku, Eyes, and Tiona. Isuku and Eyes is just hanging out as siblings. Tiona is just, well, being there. Did I ever just being there? Because if I have told it, I will not. Sorry. Alright, if I have forgotten to tell that Isuku and Tayona is in a relationship, then I'm sorry. But they are. This is my fault. I am sorry if I forgot to tell. When Isuku, Eyes, and Tayona walked into the room, they see Belle in the middle of the room in one of the couches, just laying there with the book on his face, just sleeping. This confuses Belle because he has seen, well, Belle reading a book in this room before. Hero's book and everything, but this book hadn't have a title or anything. Isuku walked up to Belle and just removed the books from his face, closed the book and put it on the table and shook Belle. After 2 minutes of doing this, Belle didn't wake up. He thought about things to do when he asked Eyes to try to wake him up. Eyes gets confused and asks, "How can I do anything?" "Well, I don't know, just do it?" Eyes just looked confused at Isuku, but just walked over to Belle and started poking him in the cheek, saying, "Belle, Belle." After some few moments, Tiona walked over to Eyes with a cheeky little smile and said, "Try to kiss him on the cheek. Maybe that would work." This makes Eyes blush a little, but does what Tiona said. She kissed Belle on the cheek, making, well, Belle actually wake up. He was groggy in the beginning when he looked to the side to see Eyes with a red cheek just looking at Belle. It took Belle around 5 seconds to realize she was there, getting shocked and just jumping up from the couch and immediately falling to the floor behind it. Well, jumping up to the floor and just landing on his butt, being shocked that she was there, asking, "Eyes, what are you doing here?" Eyes just blushed a little and said, "I was hanging out with Isuku and Tayona when we saw that you were passed out." Belle was confused by this and looked around, seeing that he was in the room and seeing the book on the table, realizing that he fell asleep with the book. "Oh, I must have fallen asleep then. I'm sorry." Isuku just smiled and says, "It's fine, Belle. Don't worry about it. Now, what were you reading?" Belle just said, "It's a book that Seer from the Hostess of Agility gave me. I was not doing anything today, so she says I could borrow that book." Belle walking down to the table and picked up the book, showing it. She said a random person left it, that I could borrow it for a day and just return the book. Izuku gets curious, gets surprised by this, and asks, "Can I look at the book, please?" Belle nodded and handed the book over. Izuku just grabbed it and opened it. Getting confused, Belle just seeing this confused look on his face, and he just started flipping the book to every single page he could. After a minute, he just looked at Belle. There was ink on these pages? Belle just gets confused and asks, "What do you mean? Of course there's ink on the book?" Sugo just looked at it and just opened it again, flipping a few more pages and just saying, "Belle, there's nothing." Belle gets more confused and walked over, grabbing the book and just looking through it. Izuku was right. There's no ink or nothing. Belle gets more and more confused, just flying through the pages, and just after he gets to the last one, just said, "How can this be possible? It was talking about magic and how it's used." And Belle, no, not Belle. Izuku immediately just stopped Belle. Wait, magic. You said the book talked about magic. Belle just looked up confused and nodded. Yeah, magic. It talked about magic and how it can be used. Izuku just looked shocked and just, "Belle, when a book is talking about magic, it maybe be 100%, if it doesn't have a title, be a grimoire." Belle just looks confused, and Izuku just explained, "Grimoires are books that has been infused by magic from witches or witches. Witch and witches. Wizard and witches. That it's giving magic to the books. You read this. You have gotten magic. There's no title. It was talking about magic. You read a grimoire." This shocked Belle and shocked Eyes and Tiona. Eyes just looked at Izuku. "Is this true?" Izuku just nodded at this. "Yeah, it probably is true. What an idiot leaves a book. What idiot leaves a grimoire?" After that, Izuku immediately took Belle to Hestia. Hestia was in her office doing some paperwork when Belle and Izuku arrived. Izuku arrived in her outfit, and Izuku explaining that Belle just read a grimoire. This shocked Hestia, asking the information. Belle just gave it. He said that the waitress of the hostess of fertility named Seer gave him the book. He read it. He didn't know it was a grimoire. He doesn't know what happened afterward. He fell asleep. He got woken by Eyes, and Izuku explained what was a grimoire to him. Hestia immediately told Izuku to leave the room so she can update Belle's status. She hasn't done that for a few days, so it was high time for an update anyway. Hestia immediately took a paper and a needle and immediately unlocked Belle's fauna. His status was amazing at this point. It was in the high, I think in the high 400 points by now in the story. In the 400, it's been around 3 weeks, so no, 500 to 600 points in his status. But the main thing Hestia was focusing on was the magic part, and it read Fire and Lightning Enhancement. Yes, I give Bell another magic spell. Another from Firebolt. But this is why. The description read Fire and Lightning Enhancement can surround user in fire and lightning and can make weapons surrounded by lightning and fire. User can throw weapons, fire arrows, elements will still be on until hitting target. Will boost user by 5%. This shocked Hestia from what the description making this magic useful for Bell and his party. Hestia wrote down the status and everything and explained to Bell about his magic. How he can use it, surround himself, and enhance his weapons. He can use an arrow and bow and a throwing weapon to enhance the magic as well. This surprised Bell a lot, so he thanks Hestia for the information and walked down to Isugu. After some few minutes of this, Hestia went to Nezu that was alone in his office. Hestia gave Bell's status to him and explained what just happened. This makes Nezu suspicious. He knows about Freya's interest, but he cannot point that Freya did this. Did she do this on purpose, or did someone actually just leave a fucking grimoire? He said this was unconscious, like this could not be explained. That it could probably be Freya and her allies, or just an idiot. Hestia nodded at this, but she's not gonna talk to Freya about this. After that, the next day, Bell arrived at the hostess facility before he meets Welf and Lily, and give the book back to Mamma Mia and Seer and Mamma Mia. Bell explained what happened, that it was a grimoire, not just a normal book. Seer does the thing in the show, and the whole conversation goes in canon. When Bell arrived in the front of the dungeon, he meets Welf and Lily, and Bell explained that he got magic now, explaining what it could do and everything. That he's gonna test it in the dungeon, and he wants both of them to be there. But before they went into the dungeon, Welf said he got something for Bell. When Bell looks confused, Welf pulls off a cloth that he has on his back. It was long like a spear. When he pulls the cover off, it was actually a spear. But it had a cool design. Like, the spear had this black handle and a black coloring on the blade. But it looks like an actual arrow. Welf smiles and says it was one of his better works of making, other weapons. Bell looked at it and smiled and says Bell loves how it looks. and wanted to test it in the dungeons as well. When they arrived in the dungeon, they went and found, well, around 3 goblins. Bell told them that he's gonna test out his magic, and both of them agreed, stepping back from Bell. Oh, I forgot about the name. What should I call it? Give me a moment. Oh, I got it, and Bell stood in front of the goblins that was about to come towards him when he, well, quick chanted, "Summon the lightning fire!" And immediately from his boots, lightning came out of his left side and fire his right side, and swirled around him like ice's wind. Lily and Welf never knew how it was gonna do, but didn't know how it looked like. Was amazed how it just the fire and lightning just spinned around him, just swirled around him like a tornado that was on fire with lightning, of course. When the goblin was about to hit Bell, he he drew his knife and just cut all 3 of them. I said there were 3 of them. He immediately just cut their head off. When Welf and Lily saw the corpses and how their head was cut off, you could see that it was burned. Like, one of them had fire burned and one of them had like lightning burns around the neck area. After a few seconds, Bell turned off his magic and just sank to the ground, breathing heavily because of the magic drain it causes. Welf immediately ran over to him to give him a mind potion he always has on him because of his magic. Welf drank it and could feel he was much better. Thanks, Welf. No problem, but holy shit, that was awesome! It was like a tornado was around you! Yeah, I know. It was powerful, but very, very draining. I think I'm gonna use that sparingly. Yeah, probably a good idea. Bell stood up with Welf's help, and Lily went over with already picked up the crystals from the monsters. That was amazing! When you just... And Lily was just shocked how Bell's magic worked, and both Welf and Bell just smiled and laughed a little. All 3 of them moved forward and fighting monsters. Bell using his new spear to fight. Bell used it like he was on a hunt. He knew he shouldn't think about it, but he couldn't ignore his previous, training in hunting. Bell fought as great as he could with the spear, his new spear, getting used to it. After the day, Bell returned home. After their day's event in the dungeon, Bell returned to the guild with Welf and Lily. Bell walked up to the counter where Ayana were and started talking to her. Hey Ayana, I have a question. Oh, go ahead. Lily told me about these quests that you can request some from the dungeon or go outside of the familiar to do something. Is that a thing you can do? Or should that. Oh, yes. Well, the familiar need to be strong and need to do some quests as well. From the lower familiar, you need to do some smaller quests in the dungeon that the guild, well, hands out. But because you're a part of the Hestia familia and Wolf is a part of the Hephaestus familia, you are allowed to do bigger quests. But I would limit it to what you can do. Oh, okay. We just wanna. I just wanna get that information. But if you have a quest for tomorrow, that will probably. We actually want to try that. Ah, yes, I will try to find something that you all can do. Don't worry. Belle smiled and thanked Diana, all three of them going outside. So, you figured out about the quest? Yeah, Diana told us she's gonna find something that we all can do. Probably something small, not something very huge like get rid of something or something else. Ah, I understand, don't worry. Anyways, I'm gonna head back to my swimming place. I think you should go find a bow and arrow. It would probably help if we are going outside or we need some long range shooting down. Hmm, that actually sounds good. Thanks, Wolf. Nah, no problem. Wolf waved when he walked away with his share of his money. Bell was thinking about where to buy some when Lily tapped his shoulder. Hmm? Oh yeah, Lily? I can help you find some bow. I can help you find some bow and arrows. Oh, you know a place? Yeah. Lily showed her crossbow on her wrist. This crossbow is actually from an elven shop. It's made by an elf or proms that can't fight. It's a handy thing. It's a handy thing. I see. Can you show me where it is? Lily smiled and agreed, showing both of them starting to walk towards the tower. Both of them got onto the platform, lifting them up to the first floor. They walked to the elevator, and Lily explained where it is. It's an elven shop on where rookie adventurers go. Some of them make bows and sell it, but most of them are from elves, s- elves that are smiths. They make bows, arrows, spear staffs. Oh, okay. The two of them walked out to the where the rookies sell their stuff. Both of them walked down the hallway. After 5 minutes, they arrive at that. Sorry. After a minute, they both arrive at the elven shop, and Lily walked in. Not Wealth. Belle followed and walked inside, seeing bows, hunting bows, big bows, strong bows, everything you can see. He could see spear staffs, anything that is. When Lily walked over to the counter and Belle following, the man stood there and greeted them. Ah, welcome to my shop. How can I help you? Ah, yes, my this this is one of my party members. He want to get a bow and arrow. I see. And you got a spear as well. Ah, yes, one of my smith made this for me, but he doesn't know how to make bow and arrows. I see. So what are you looking after? Like hunting bow, but not a big one. Just I don't know. Give me a minute. All right. The man just looked at Bell. If you want to start practicing, I recommend a normal kind of bow. Not a. But Bell just. Uh, Actually, I used to be a hunter and I used to bow a very, very long time. Ah, a hunter. I see. Hmm. The man walked over to a bow, a bow where some bows. These are hunting bows. I recommend it because you're used to it. Bell walked over and picked up looked at some of them. He didn't feel right with some of them, but after some few minutes, he picked up a black bow. I see you have a thing for black weapons. Well, I do not mind having other colors, but it kind of fit my outfit. Hmm, I can see that. Anyways, the man back to his counter and rang up the price. There will be 5,000 valas. Wealth armor was 1,950, right? Uh, it. Am I correct about the weapons price? I don't know. That will be 5,500. Do you want a quiver with arrows? Yes, please. The man nodded and walked to the back and picked out a quiver with hunting arrows. Here you go. There will be an extra 500. Bell looked at it and counted out 6,000 valas and put it on the counter. Bell reached for the quiver and put it on his back. Well, put it on the behind him on his belt. Bell took his bow and put it around his waist. After that, both him and Lily walked out, saying thanks for the help, and walked out of the store. After Bell returned home, he went into his room to set down his bow, arrows, his knife, and spear. Bell walked out of his room to meet, Isuku standing there. Of course, I forgot to mention, Bell has been training with Isuku for the last couple of days, of course. Isuku smiled and talked to Bell. So, how was your trip? And how's the magic? Well, the magic is very draining. I almost think what Wealth told me I gotta mine down immediately. Oh, you did? How how does your magic work? Well, the fire and lightning surrounded me and boosted my attack. So I just I attacked 3 goblins, but almost got a mine down, so I stopped it. Isugu nodded at this. Tomorrow come to training. I have some stuff here. I think I have some people that can help you. Oh, okay, thanks. Bell walked away towards to eat, but Isugu stayed behind, thinking, this boy. Huh, not a bad match. And this is where I'm gonna end the episode. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope the new mic is gonna be alright because I don't know. So hope you enjoyed this video. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. Bye bye.